did in class. That's the back, and this is the third page, and the third page is your homework. This first one we did together should have gotten 2.5. The answer for the number 11, you should have rounded it. It's a 7. You round it nearest 10th, you should get about 19.
Kim, to the library, please.
And
Caleb,
17
Kim,
we did.
Please report to the library.
You should have gotten this at the end here, the square root of 198 right there, and that should be your answer right here, rounded nearest 10th. That's a 4, so the 7 stays the same. Okay, that's 17. So I'm going to do number 10. Some class I did number 10 already. A squared plus b squared equals to c squared. So a is 9, b is 12, and c we don't know. 9 squared plus 12 squared equals to c squared. That's 81 plus 144 equals to c squared. My calculator, just to make sure that I'm right, 81 plus 81 plus 144 equals 225. So that gets you 225 equals to c squared. Now you find a square root by using a calculator. You take the square root, take the square root here, and then you use a calculator. Okay. Clear it, 225, and then you click on this, my cursor, there's the square root symbol for me, right? It's right here. So I press that right there and I get 15. So my answer is 15. Okay? So the answer is 15 equals to C. Okay, number 12 is a squared plus b squared equals to c squared. This is a, this is b, and c is missing. 10 squared plus 5 squared equals to c squared. It's 100 plus 25 equals to c squared. So 125 equals to c squared. Take the square root, use a calculator. Clear 125. Go to the square root symbol right there. Press it. You get 11.18. We're going to take the first two numbers after the decimal, 18, not worry about the rest. Okay? So, because we're going to round it to the nearest tenth, 11.18. I believe that's what the calculator said. Just double check and make sure. Yep. Okay. So, equals to c squared, c. Okay. Now we're going to round this to the nearest tenth because this is approximate. Okay. C is approximately, if we round this is an 8.
Mr. Brink, please call extension 04.
That's
Mr. Brink,
an 8.
please call extension
This
04.
will become a 2. So 11.2 is your answer. Okay, number 18 here. Okay, the longest length, you got 22 and 24. Obviously 24 is longer, so, and this looks short. So 24 has to be C, and it is C because it's directly right there. It's a little bit confusing because of that. That's C, that's A, and that's B. AB doesn't matter. So A squared plus B squared equals to C squared. So A squared plus 22 squared equals to 24 squared. A squared plus 22 times 22 is 484 equals to 24 times 24, 576. Okay, you subtract 484, subtract 484. 2, 9, 92, a squared equals to 92. Take the square root. So a is the square root of 92. Clear 92 square root. 9.59. 9.59. So you get 9.59. Round it to the nearest tenth. Okay, a then is 9.6. That's for a. Number 20. C is missing. So a squared plus b squared equals to c squared. And this is a and this is b. That's 5 squared plus 7 squared equals to c squared. That's 25 plus 35 equals to c squared. That's 60 equals to c squared. Square root, square root. It's between 7 and 8, closer to 8, probably 7 point something. So the square root of 60 is equal to 7.7, 7.74, and let's see, round it to about, because we're rounding. This is a 4, so it stays 7.7 is about C. Not exact, because if we do 7.7, it wouldn't be exactly at 60. The last problem, 19, 8 is C, it's the longest, it's the slanted one. 4 is A, and B we don't know, so A squared plus B squared equals to C squared. 4 squared plus B squared equals to 8 squared. 16 plus B squared equals to 64, minus 16, minus 16. Okay, B squared equals to, that's a 5, 1, 48. So the square root of 48 is 6.92. B is about 6.92. We're going to round it some more. B is about 6.9. Because this is a 2, the 9 stays the same. That is tonight's homework.